Hey guys, how are you? I hope you guys are doing so well. Happy spring. I am Sarita. I'm one of the co-founders of Estrohaze, and I'm back today with a spring cleaning video. In this video, I want to talk to you just a little bit about how to improve your digital presence. Now that we're in Q2 of the year, the next 3 months, I would love for you guys to just focus on looking at what you have done in the past to find out what's working and what's not working. Oftentimes we think, oh, maybe I need to create more content. And a lot of times you need to stop. If your content isn't working, if you are not getting the reach that you're looking for, if your website is not, traffic isn't growing, are people staying long on your site, are there funnels and issues and things that you need to fix internally? I say pause. Here is the time that you need to stop everything you're doing and look at what you've done and ask yourself, is this effective? What has been the outcome of all the content that I put out? And I'm telling you now, if you're not tracking numbers, then you're not doing anything. What doesn't get measured cannot ever get improved. So you have to measure your efforts. On top of that, you have to be very clear and know what is working in the scope of your industry. What is Google looking for when they're looking to rank websites? And how does your website compare to what Google is looking at? If you're interested in getting more reach and getting a brand new audience on Instagram, what are the things that Instagram is giving priority to? I can tell you right now, it's Instagram stories. And did you know that if you use a hashtag in your Instagram stories, you can get 15 times more reach than if you put that content into the feed? These are the things you need to think about. Speaking of Instagram stories, when you share Instagram stories, do you build a story or do you just put up something and hope that everyone will come? It don't work like that. That's why you got to look at those numbers. Instagram has a great deal of wonderful analytics that can let you know if what you're doing is effective or if you just doing stuff to say you was doing something. That's not how business works, right? So, the first thing I would suggest, tip number one, hold the presses. Look at the data. Check out your Google Analytics. Is your traffic going up? Is it going down? Is the time on site going up? Is it going down? What Google is really looking at this year is time spent on site. That's a number you want to look at. How long are people spending on your site? Do you have good internal links to keep them going through other pages on your site? I implore you to look at your exit pages. What are the top exit pages that people are leaving from? What are people doing when they come to your website? What is the content that is really touching people on Instagram, on Facebook, and any other social media platform that you're on? What types of content is actually doing well in your email? Oftentimes people think, oh, social media is marketing. It's not. It's a part of it. Marketing is more than just social media. Remember, we had marketing and advertising before we ever had a social media channel. So let's think about those things before we are so excited to put out our content or what we think works. The second tip I would give you is to poll your audience. Before you go out and say, oh, I'm going to create this new series. Oh, we're going to go and do this. Oh, we're going to go and do that. Touch your audience. Do they even want that? Do they need that? Sometimes we think that we know what our audience is looking for, but why not just ask them directly? Do a couple of polls on your social media channels. Send a Survey Monkey survey to your email newsletter. Survey the people who come to your website with a great pop-up. Tip number 3, you should make sure you have a pop-up on your website. Collect those email addresses. If you remember a couple of weeks ago, our good buddies, Facebook and Instagram was all the way down. And people about lost their damn mind. That's why you have to have a property that you own. In the event that Instagram shuts down, Twitter shuts down, all these other places shut down, you still got your list. And never forget, the money is still in the list. Make sure you're growing your email list and you're nurturing the current audience that you have. It's easier to retain a customer than it is to go out and get a new one. So those are my 3 tips for you as you go through your digital spring cleaning. And if you need more help and need to figure out, where do I start? How do I organize this? And what do I do with the data that I get? You should definitely sign up for one of our free 15-minute consultations, and we can walk you through what you need to do with that info, how you can take all of that data that you're gleaning and turn it into actionable steps that lead to more brand awareness, more sales, and actually quality leads. Because trust and believe, everybody who's coming to your website, everybody who follows you on social media is not your customer, and that's okay. But you need to be clear about who you're targeting and why. And you also need to be clear about what you're doing and why you are doing it. Doing stuff just for the sake of doing it, that ain't no way to run no business. You need a goal. You need to provide value, and you need to measure what you're doing. Trust and believe. The minute you start measuring your efforts, things change for the better. You're not throwing stuff out to the wall anymore. You got a strategy and you got a plan. You need a strategy and you need a plan. Good luck.